Okay, I am officially doing something I've never done before. I am recording on my laptop, and it's very difficult for me because I am a huge eye contact person. So I see my eyes over here, which I feel like, oh, I need to be making eye contact. And I'm trying really hard not to because that's weird than just stare at yourself while you're making a video. So I'm gonna do the best I can with that. This is all new for me. Um, I wanted to. God, there's so many things that I want to talk about regarding all of the wow changes that we are experiencing, not as just a country, but as a world. I mean, the whole world, as the whole world. Wow, it's mind blowing. Um, so I'm not gonna make this like a 2 hour segment. I think I'm gonna just try and like talk about a few different topics at a time. The biggest one, I mean, the number one thing that I want to talk about first, primary, is I've seen a lot of people making, well, sort of putting down people for going crazy during the isolation. Apparently there was a suicide, and somebody said, and one of my friends, yeah, said, oh, well, he would have done that anyway. Okay, that is not accurate. Um, you can't just be like, oh, well, somebody killed themselves during this isolation, so, you know, they just had that in them. They were just, they were destined to kill themselves. Hold on, I'm going to drink my kombucha, even though I know it's a little bit nasty. I am doing a liquid only diet today, which is probably going to kill me every time I say it. It's 10:19. I've been up for 2.5 hours, and I am already like dying for solid food. So I'm going to be drinking my kombucha in the hopes that, it prompts some sort of like healthy reset button in my brain. Because anyway, that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that gaining weight situation at a different time, okay? I want to talk about something really important. For me, I'm one of those people that has a life strategically set up where, on this day I'm with this group of people, on this day I'm with this group of people, on this day I do, I have my groups of people, my support network that I've built in my life that I have to have. I mean, um, you know, some people don't have to have that. I do. I mean, my life has had some tumultuous moments, okay? Um, and in order to function, today, I do have my support structures in place. Those are gone. Now, don't get me wrong, I can still call my friends and I can do some Zoom meeting type fun stuff, but that's not the same for me. Human interaction, um, human contact, the whole visceral experience that goes on with, being in the presence of another human, those types of encounters or experiences, um, they help feed my soul. They help keep me lifted and moving forward, even in the face of adversity. So, if I'm experiencing trials or tribulations, particularly at one moment, whether they be real or imaginary, um, I can often feel encouraged or inspired by my human experiences, um, with other people. Obviously, that's what I meant to say. Um, I can get inspired to keep that forward momentum. You take that away. You take away my human engagement, real life, not virtual, talking about real life, I have noticed, yesterday I basically didn't want to get out of bed. I and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my God, I hate my kids. I love my kids. My kids and I are having a blast. We do fun things and we keep it entertaining. I mean, we're just all full of jokes, and when all jokes fail, we just have like farting contests. It's great. And my kids definitely are a part of that, which feeds my soul. But then there's still something more that's lacking. Um, I think that as a community, I mean, whether this be a social media community that we want to call, or just maybe whatever county you're in, or wherever you are locally, whatever, as a community, we need to be very aware of the fact that isolating like this, being stuck, can be very triggering and harmful for some people on emotional and mental level, even spiritual level. Um, I want to bring this up. I think a few people have made note of this, but those who are in domestic violence situations, who are now stuck in their home, trapped, it's probably getting worse for them. There's no doubt in my mind that's a whole nother pocket of what's going on right now, across the country or wherever. God, I'm doing the whole eye contact thing right down here again. Sorry, I'm going to do the best I can. There's no doubt there's a whole other sickness that is flooding our homes. And from personal experience, not to be controversial or to go too in depth about my past, but I have been held captive in my own home. And I think that is part of why this whole isolation thing and stay away from people and don't touch anybody and don't go anywhere is really affecting me because I've already been here. I've been a prisoner of my own home. And I think this is kind of sparking that back up, honestly. So the fact that some people would want to neglect that as a reality and just say, oh, well, if you're sad and you're depressed, you're just going to, if you're suicidal, you're going to be suicidal anyway. That's, first of all, super, I don't know, let me just say, stupid. And second of all, it is not, it is not anything that I think should be continued to be promoted. So guess what? That's part of why I'm making this video, is to say, you know what? Your bullshit about how people who are depressed are just going to be depressed. Listen, you guys, I exploit my life all over social media on a daily basis. I'm a goofball. I love to laugh. There is nothing better in my day than when somebody says, oh my gosh, that was so funny. I'm like, yes, I brought a little joy to somebody. That's, that fills me. It doesn't fill my ego. It doesn't do anything like that. It fills me as far as feeling like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be a chemical engineer or a biogenetic whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be able to contribute to the world on a very memorable level, but at least I can give people a good feeling while they're going through their life. And that's important to me. So, I don't even know what I've said at this point. I guess I want to emphasize to y'all, we have to come up with some ideas. Number one, because the Zoom concept, I mean, I think that's great. I do. It's not going to be the end all be all. It's not going to be what works for everybody. Um, there's got to be a solution. There's got to be something we can think about. And for those of you who want to say, oh, well, it's just 2 weeks, or oh, you just have to isolate for this. Don't even. Again, having been somebody who was held captive in my own home, one day, even 24 hours, even 10 hours, where somebody tells me, you can't leave your house, you can't go anywhere you want, you can't escape, you are stuck. That's harmful for me. So take it or leave it. I don't really care. As far as you saying, oh, well, it's just a short period of time. It doesn't matter how much time it is. Being told or knowing that I am trapped is triggering. It's not healthy for someone like me. For some other people, maybe it's like, oh, yeah, I get to relax or whatever. I think the awareness needs to be raised up. I think we need to be talking more about this, so that we have less people going deeper into depression, and we have less people going, potentially committing suicide, giving up hope. Some of us require person-to-person contact, and that's not happening. So maybe we can promote awareness, and we can talk about ways to help solve this problem, because this is just another offset, or another branch off of the viral issue. You have the virus, but then you have all these different problems, that are occurring within families or workplaces, or so on and so forth. So anyway, I don't have any solutions just yet. I'm just bringing up the topic. I'm bringing it up. I want everybody to be aware. I mean, this is where I stand. Again, my life has been on display for everybody for quite a while. So, hey, what do I care? With that, if you are one of those people who, like me, has to have other people and needs to feed ourselves through community, if you have if you're experiencing some kind of severe depression right now, reach out. If you don't want to reach out to anybody else, reach out to me. I'll talk to you. I don't mind. I can't FaceTime you because I'm a loser and don't have freaking thingies. Oh, you know what? My kids have iPads, so I could even FaceTime you, or we can do it on Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, you name it. We can just talk. It's fine with me. I mean, don't let yourself think any further. Yesterday was a pretty devastating day for me. I was not motivated for anything, and I was like, this has got to stop. I've got to speak about this. So anyway, that was 14 minutes of your life. I do actually plan on speaking out more and more, because there are so many different things that I think need to be talked about right now. Yeah, so I hope you got something out of this video. Really, I hope that anybody who is kind of going through some stuff like me is able to feel more comfortable to talk about it. That's really what I think my hope is. Have a happy, it's not Good Friday. Palm Sunday! Happy Palm Sunday!